So we're gonna be on the last push here to, it may be today and tomorrow, but we're gonna see how much we can get finished. I don't have a whole lot left here. It's looking really good. A few pieces down here. Maybe where I start, I may try to just finish this part up here, go over to the other side, do that. But it should be an interesting time. So it's the next morning, and I didn't tape a lot yesterday because a few of the things are just monotonous and just, you know, measuring and putting in. And it's possible you may have wanted to see those, but one of the things was it took me like 45 minutes to get this particular piece in. I've got a little small sliver that I'll end up doing there. There's a nice gap in here, so we'll have to find some way to fix that. Getting down pretty far on this side. We come over here. Actually, we are at the same. However, remember, we've got the small gap here that wasn't over on the other side, which means that it's not even. This isn't even in here, but I don't think you're going to be able to see anything. And I'm getting pretty close on this side. So what we're going to end up doing is just start hammering away on, I don't know which side we'll start. We'll probably get down here and just start working through this. And then when I have a little bit more time, I'll go over there and start getting that one taken care of. I'd rather get the bulk, so if I can get some of these and that other area finished up, then I can come back and start doing some of the more intricate finished works. But you can see that deck is looking pretty good. I'm actually liking it really well. Of course, it'll look a whole lot different once it's finished. The boat's not sitting in here straight, but I think it lines up okay. It's not perfect, but the next one will be better. So this is definitely going to take some creativeness in here because it looks as though this is bound up. I'm going to have to bring this up a little bit to kind of match so we can get it going across. But there's a nice big gap there, and that really has to do with the fact that I've got both. It's where that scarf was in there. I did notice that on this side there's a big gap here. Not quite sure. I'll probably sand that down and see what it looks like. But then up here, I think we're moving along pretty good. And if we go over here on the other side, this one here is in pretty good. I could probably go ahead and take all of this off, although I want this to dry. I may put on a little bit of glue on that, so then I could pull this off. I don't know if it'll hold it. Because what I'm doing is I'm using that brace to kind of bring this board more into line, so we can get this all matched up. Maybe I think we'll go ahead and get the one on this side over here, and then kind of keep carrying on. Making quite a bit of progress. I'm going to take a little break right now. Let some of this dry. The deck is really coming together really well. Getting some parts down here. Pretty good. Feeling good about this. We'll end up coming back in, and this is all starting to come together. Real happy with it. Occasionally, and I know I shouldn't be doing this, but occasionally I'll come in here and just scrape, just to make sure that I'm seeing what I want to see, that I can clean things up, because there's a lot of glue on there right now, but it's really starting to come together. As soon as I start getting a few of these last pieces here, should be good. I'm trying to untweak this by kind of pulling down some of this. The good part, I'll try to get that as tight in there as possible, and then I'll just shave it down. But the deck's looking good. I'm looking really happy. There's a little bump in this area, but it'll come down. Should be good. So it's been a really strong weekend to getting some work done. I really wanted to get the entire deck done, but it just needs to dry some more. And I did do I started working on the deck itself, but you know, I know that I shouldn't be doing that, but it seems pretty solid, and it gives me a little something to work on in between time. But yeah, I think I'm pretty well happy with what's going on. I've actually got a lot of this part of the deck finished. So that's finished. Taking and smoothing some of that out. If you can see that over there, it's a little up, but I think I can take and get it down to where it needs to be. I keep taking a little bit of time to make sure all of these corners are set. So this right here is really going to be interesting I think as I take and smooth it out, because it does kind of ripple there in some of these areas, and as I kind of smooth it out, we'll see how well the wood matches. It's possible that I may take that down quite a bit and there could be a decent groove in there. If there is, then what I'll do is I'll find some method to seal that up. But all in all, the back deck is looking really good. The front deck is looking really good. Don't have a lot to do here. I think the curve is nice. I think it's going to clean up really well. As I was kind of scraping up around here, it's just looking nice. So this is another one of those moments where you find a tool that really helps you, and I was really struggling with trying to get the glue off. I kept thinking to myself, boy, this probably wasn't the best idea, but it did really well holding down each one of those slats, but taking it off was really hard. But then I got my block planer out and I started just scraping over the top of it, and it was able to cut those down really quick. Then it allowed me to come back with the scrapers to then take it down even further. So all in all, it worked okay. So I've been able to tighten that up in there. As you can kind of see, it looks pretty good. And seeing what there is left, this is going to be a small piece. I actually think there's going to only be 2 pieces, but we'll kind of see how these end up running. There could be 3 because this is going to go back to a cedar strip, and that cedar strip may go to about here, and then there's a white strip, but I just don't see that one. I don't know. We'll kind of piece that together, similar to what we did over here. Of course, this ended up being decent here. It's not going to be like that over there. I do know, so there's going to be also a lip on here. That'll be the interesting part because it'll be conforming. I mean, it's a thicker piece, and that's going to then kind of change the structure of this as well. I continue to just kind of dink around with this, just kind of working on the wood, kind of making it smooth a little bit, look a little better, get a little bit more smoother. But you know, I've started taking down some of these scarf joints, and I really need to watch out for that, just because, well, I need some structure on the other side. I don't want those things to kind of snap. No, it's kind of interesting how, I mean, it is pretty strong. It feels pretty strong. So then we've got this area here to kind of work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bevel this. Oh, yes. Okay, kind of take a look at that. Really, that's the direction we need to go. And I think what I'll do is kind of trim this, because this is going to be good all the way to here. And of course, there'll be a real interesting kind of way to put that in. But then we'll just kind of have to move little pieces in there. I'm going to keep working on this, and I'll show you when it's finished. Okay, finally I've done it. I've got the very last piece in. I think it took me about an hour and a half, I think. May have been an hour. But I've got the last piece in here being glued. It's not perfect. Of course, nothing on this boat is perfect. And it's in the process of drying up. I actually think that's going to be it for the day. I'll come back out tomorrow and we'll pop that off, and then I'm going to start taking the deck off so that we can then move on to the next one. So, you know, the process is going to be, we're going to take this deck off. We'll see how bad the underneath side is. Not bad, because, you know, I'm kind of looking in there now and I'm not seeing too much, but, you know, you're seeing some air holes and things like that I'll take and, you know, we'll sand down the best we can, and we'll get epoxy in that. And that's what we're going to do at the top of this too. Any of those areas that have a lot of indentations in it, we'll smooth this out the best we can, and then we'll take and get some epoxy on it to clear get any of those gouges or any of the areas here that need to be filled in. So that's where we're going to be, and I'm looking forward to starting the next one. So that's it for today, and we will catch you tomorrow.